Hi everyone, Michael Maven here. So today I want to talk about a massive mistake that people always make when they're trying to sell themselves or a product or a service that they provide. And this is just such a big mistake that I keep seeing over and over and over again. So I just want to sort of cover this common error, and hopefully it'll stop you making it in the future, or even right now whilst you're trying to sell what could otherwise be a really great product or service. Okay, so I spoke to a company this week, and they sell a really piece of interesting technology. They're already in some big this company's probably about 35-40 people, and they have already closed quite a few deals with some pretty big companies like the Oscars, the Cheltenham horse racing over here in the UK, and they're already in some pretty big accounts, right? But one of the problems that they said that they were having was actually opening new accounts and selling into specific accounts. They think it takes too long, it takes too much time getting to the right person, and even when they have the conversations, like sometimes it's very difficult for them to sort of get people to change the technology they're using right now and switch across to this new platform, which actually is, they've A/B tested it, and they A/B test in front of their prospects to show them that even the solution that you're using right now is slower than the one that these guys are offering, right? And people still don't change. So understanding how to manage that's one problem. But the way that, because the error that they were making was they are just obsessed with their own technology. Now this is a common problem, because if you make something as a founder or a maker or a technical person, if you spend 99% of your time making the product, obviously it makes sense that when you go to sell that product, you talk about how great the product is, and you talk obsessively about the product. Now the problem is that when you sell that way, people don't care. Yeah, rather than talking about why the product is so great and what it does, you really need to be when the listener, you have to think about the listener. When the listener is hearing that sales pitch or hearing the demo, they don't care about what your product does. All they care about is, how are you going to help me to solve the problem that I'm having right now? And unless you specifically speak in that way and talk to people in that way, you're not going to be able to connect with them, and you're going to have a serious problem trying to sell product. Okay, so here I'm just going to go through this. This is an image I already had built up, but I'm just going to go through it, because this is how to perfectly screw up a sale. Number one, you talk about your company all the time. We do this, we do that, we've done this, we've won that award, we've been here, we've been there, we. Okay? People don't want to hear that. Once again, talking about your company once you're trying to make a sale is irrelevant. Talk about the buyer's company, okay? And how you're going to get them to go from where they are right now to where they want to go, okay? And you have to position your product as that bridge in between. That's it, okay? Number two, tell me why you're so great. So the person selling, I wrote this book, I was featured here, I did this, I did that. In the middle of a sales pitch, yes, that stuff is important if you want to deliver some trust and likability, but it's not what's going to sell the product, okay? That's what's going to be right at the end. You might, the person may have a question about who you specifically are, right? You're the person who's selling the product and how you fit into this whole process of sales. So you might be the founder, in which case you'll have a story to tell. You may be a salesperson who works for a company who has a great product, in which case you may also have a story to tell. Or you might talk about why they want to specifically buy from you, and what you've done. But you don't want to just use that as the main reason that someone's going to buy. They're not going to buy because of you as a person, okay? Number three, make everything about your product. It's a massive mistake, huge mistake. It's not about your product, it's not about your service, it's not about the features and stuff that you've built into the product. It's cool tech that you've built. Oh, your latency, your this, your that. What does that mean? Okay, well, we've got, a really low latency, blah, blah. So what does that mean? Yeah, people just don't understand. Even that, you've got to push that forward. So actually, for the buyer, well, what does it mean? Well, it means that when people use, when they use your service, your customers will get served as quickly as possible. They will receive the stream. They'll be able to watch the stream as quickly as possible. The minute they click the button, you'll pop up on the screen and they'll get everything in pretty much real time. And and we'll do that faster than anybody else. Okay, and that's great for your customers because X, Y, and Z, and this is why they want to use your product over versus going to stream over another platform like YouTube or etc. Okay, we're even faster than they are with this product. It will serve your customers the best, and people will really feel it, and your company will look good. Okay, so you want to talk about how the product is gonna help them to do what they want to do, which is look good, have happy customers, etc., etc. Right? Number 4, prove how smart you are. Nobody wants to hear about, oh, you did this, you've got. Once again, you went to this college, you did here, you did this here, you solved this before, blah blah blah. It's just you have to keep it. I mean, that kind of stuff is important at a later time in the sale, but you really just want to cut down on the talking about you and making your prospect the center of attention and figuring out what problem they have and how to help them solve it as quickly as possible. Right? Your prospect is in a place and you want to get them to where they want to be and take them out of the current spot. Okay, that brings me up to number 5. Show me that you don't care about helping me. If you just carry on rabbiting on, you're not going to be able to show to anyone that rather than talking about irrelevant stuff and this and that, trying to, sometimes relationship building, those things are important, don't get me wrong. Relationship building is important, especially as you sell higher price products. But you have to really, the main core point of every sales conversation needs to be, where are you guys right now? And they'll say they're in place A, and you'll figure out, okay, here's the pain points of being if they stay stuck in situation A, and then you have to figure out where do they want to get to, right? Which is going to be point C, and then what's the benefits of being in point C? Why do they want to get there? Why is being in point C so important to them? What's stopping you from getting to point C? And that's going to be the bridge that's kind of goes over point B and then gets them from A to C, right? And right now, that's the problem that they cannot solve. You have to then prove how does your product help to solve this problem of getting over that bridge of B, and how do you get them from A to C, where they are right now to where they want to be. If you can do that, focus it completely on them, 100% of the time you will end up, with someone who understands how you can help them, and they'll be very interested in purchasing from you. Okay, there's going to be other considerations like the price and this and that, trust and who we helped previously, case studies, all that sort of stuff. That kind of stuff, of course, is important. But the main core part of the sale has to be you are helping them solve a problem that they have right now that they want to fix. Okay, if you have a wide range product and you do 1 through 10, and they only need number 4, number 7, and number 9, then only talk about point number 4, point number 7, and point number 9, and how your product is going to get them to solve point 7, point 4, point 7, and point 9. Okay, and just stick to that, because that's all they care about. All they care about is their own problem and how you're going to help them to solve it. Okay, and move over it and get to the point where they want to be next. And that's it. That's how you sell to people. Okay. Even now, I still see big companies with sales teams making this error. And it's such a big error, it's costing people a lot of money, a lot of wastage all over the place. So hopefully you found that useful, you're not making that mistake yourself, and if you are, rearrange your sales process to work like this. Okay, solve problems for people and show them how you're going to help them to move from where they are now to get to where they want to be. Okay, that's what sales is, and transferring that belief that you can help them do that with your product. That's what sales is. Okay, so hopefully this was useful to you, and I will see you next time.